Board of Park Commissioners meeting for Tuesday, April 8th. Abby, please call the roll.
Mr. Emmerich,
Here.
Mr. Harrelson,
Here.
Mrs. Anderson.
Here.
All members are present.
Alrighty. First item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from our March 11th meeting. We've all been sent a copy of those. Is there any additions, subtractions to those minutes? Hearing none, I'll take a motion to approve.
So moved.
And is there a second?
I'll second.
All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Minutes approved. Moving on to our reports. Mr. Drake, good afternoon. How you doing?
Good. I just want a couple things to add to the report. One, you may have seen the bench in memory of Ellie Carter was placed at the East 41 canoe and kayak launch. So we do appreciate friends and family that raised money and all the people that donated for that. Just a nice addition to that area and to that canoe and kayak launch parking lot. Outside of that, just extremely busy this time of year. Baseball, soccer, softball, everything's in full swing. The guys have been doing a good job with getting all the fields prepped and ready. And overall, thanks to the organizations that were willing to, we actually closed the soccer fields over the weekend, beginning on Friday with all the water and everything being so saturated. But we were actually able to play baseball, junior high baseball in the Teener field yesterday. I think we were one of the few in our area that were able to get games in. And so guys just doing a really good job. Fields are in really good shape, and things are drying well, actually, in spite of all the water. So opened the soccer fields back up this afternoon. So they'll be back out at Duke today, I'm sure. And even the softball fields had dried out nicely, and they'll be playing again. Yeah, just those few items to add.
Outside of Treasure Island and the Monarch path there, is there anywhere else? I mean, I was kind of driving around, but other than some standing waters, anything else that really took a beating?
Still waiting on water to go down on the sections of the bike path past the golf course. Actually, we haven't gotten in to be able to assess if any of that in the past. There's been one area that has washed out in the past. So hopefully that's not the case. We had reinforced all that with riprap the last time that happened. So hopefully that's okay. The only other area we had a lot of water was on Timba, of course, at Duke. Yeah. And it looks like some of the trees, a lot of the trees, the saplings we had planted back in the fall, a lot of those are going to need to be set up and restaked and new shelters put on and that kind of stuff. So haven't really been able to fully assess that either, as the water's still up and standing in that area too. Yeah. So, but overall though, for as much water that's out there, of course Treasure Island does well with drainage and that kind of thing. We'll have some minimal cleanup to do on the bike path and that kind of stuff in the parking lot once the water does subside. But overall, have fared really well with the amount of water that we've had. Yeah.
Did you want to discuss the Habitat for Humanity donation now or later on?
If you want to do it under now or new business, whichever one you want.
We can do it now then, right now. If that's okay.
Yeah, so did all three of you amend the agenda? Send an email out individually to each of you. Scott Barr with Habitat for Humanity. What they've done is they've built several of these wood structured playhouses, and they have donated them to different organizations throughout town. And he contacted me last week with an interest. They've got one sitting in their shop right now. It's the blue one with kind of the dark gray roof and the black trim. And they're wanting to see if the park board would be interested, the city would be interested in accepting that as a donation to the park system. Right off, I don't have anywhere in particular that we could put that. I think it would, if you were to accept that, I think it could go in the kind of the toddler age, like 2 to 5 side of the playground at Community Park. It might fit well there. Again, this is a wood structure. It looks like they're really well built, so I think just the understanding that it is wood and the lifespan of it may be a little more limited to what we typically see of other playground equipment, but it's definitely something to consider, and maybe we could have a spot for it.
Yeah, did you ever see the pictures? Did you get to see them on it? There's, I saw there's 2 of them, but it's just the red or the blue one there.
Correct. Yeah, he sent the green one just so you've got a reference kind of for size, and that's what the front of it looks like. There's no door. There are window openings and a door opening, but no actual door or windows. Prevent any young toddlers from getting in there and getting stuck or that kind of thing. But, yeah, so just the door openings, and the green one was for reference for what the front opening looks like.
Yeah. Are there any thoughts on this at all? Accepting the donation, or possibly where to place it if we did accept it?
I like Jeremy's suggestion.
Anything?
No,
Well-
that's as good a place as any.
I mean, it looks like the condition, I was kind of like, hey, let's see what the condition is. I mean, they look brand new, nice. I mean, so,
They are.
I understand that they're wood, so, the maintenance on them is the worry, right? But if we kind of view it as maybe a short-term, you know, something as we, you know,
Sure.
are upgrading and changing other playgrounds, I don't see any issues with it. I mean, I think it's something to add to the area, but, I mean, is there anything I'm missing there on that, or?
No, I think you're exactly right. They do look like they're really well built. It's all with, you know, exterior grade siding material and the roofing and all that. So, just like you would see on a shed or any other outdoor, kind of building. So, yeah, I had no worries as far as that went. Just the idea that, you know, wood structures like that do have
Yeah.
kind of a limited lifespan, and coupled with the fact that we are looking at additional improvements and new equipment, potentially moving forward in 2026 for community park, and so how that could fit into that plan, or if it does, it may or may not.
Yeah, I kind of look at this as a temporary stopgap, right?
Sure.
It's just something there, right? So, I would kind of leave it up to your professional opinion when they become, you know, past the point of need to be.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to put money into it, right?
Sure.
But if it's, you know, becomes a point of, hey, it needs to be repaired or
Yeah,
removed, you know, I'll just kind of leave that up to you.
Sure.
So, well, I'm okay. I don't know if any action really needs to be taken as far as they reached out to you directly. We've discussed it under your report, and I'll let you kind of just work with them. Is that correct?
I think we would need official.
To accept the
Wanna weigh in on
donation?
that? Yeah, I think
You want me
we
to?
need-
Okay.
I move to accept the donation.
I'll second that.
All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Donation accepted.
Thank you. I'll let them know.
Cool. All righty. Next thing, Mr. Seiler, how you doing this afternoon?
Good afternoon.
Afternoon. Anything to add to your report?
Just want to touch on one thing real quick. Winter Guard International Championships are being held in Dayton this past week and also this current week. So teams from all over the world are actually here in the Dayton area competing, and they utilize our facility as one of their practice venues. So we've had teams there again, you know, through this coming Sunday. And this Thursday we'll be holding one of their preliminary events, as we have for, I think, 3 other previous years. So we'll have teams competing at the venue on Thursday, starting about 7 a.m. through about 5 p.m. So just a great chance for a lot of visitors and teams to come into Troy and use our facilities and all of the other amenities that our community has to offer.
Excellent. I saw all the high school graduations got added to the scheduled event as well. That's coming
A
up.
pretty heavy schedule coming up here.
Yeah. Okay. Any questions for Mr. Seiler? All right. Moving on. Mr. Boer.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Biggest update would just be on course conditions right now after all the rain and the flooding. We were shut out of the property over the weekend, starting at 8:30 on Saturday morning. Able to get back in as the water receded back over Rutherford Drive as of Monday morning. And then as far as the golf course goes, right now the course is completely closed. So in my time here, we have more standing water than I've seen on the golf course. And so on the front 9, luckily we don't have any greens that are currently affected. But on the front 9, there's just enough standing water to where hole 4 is inaccessible to get to the green. Hole 6 is nearly inaccessible. Hole 7 is for the most part unplayable currently as far as routing people. If you were to walk in, you wouldn't see anything, you know, just walking in, because it's all on the back side of the property. The back 9 is obviously much worse than the front 9. So Holes 10 and 18, which are obviously closest to the clubhouse, are the only ones that are water-free right now. Every other hole has either a significant amount of standing water or some amount of standing water. So at this point, I would anticipate the front 9 being open before the back 9, but until the water table starts to go down, there's not a whole lot that can be done other than to wait for that to happen.
Okay. Yeah, I saw I got a notification that they were.
Yeah, we are sending out daily updates through our email to everybody in our email database. I can tell you that there's the other part that's working against us here is cold temperatures. This is not helpful at all to have freezes overnight when you've already got standing water. So it is very difficult to project a timetable at this point. Because at least in my experience, the last time and the only time that it happened this bad was 2019 in June. So it's a little bit apples and oranges in terms of the weather, obviously, at that time of year and how long that took. And that was really just the back 9 around hole 16 where, where the bridge is. And I think we were, I want to say, closed for the back 9 for about 2 to 3 days while we waited for that to go down. But yeah, this is a little bit unprecedented for me personally. So it's, if we had warmer temperatures, I think it would go down faster. But right now, like today, I would say that it only receded in most areas maybe a foot, which, there's areas where I would say the standing water is several feet deep, if not more.
Yeah, I believe I got a snow closure and a water closure in the same week, or frost.
Yeah, I mean, Monday when we got in, it was obviously a covering of snow, so we couldn't even really get out there until midday on Monday to look at and see what everything looked like. So we're truly taking it day by day at this point in time.
We still have simulators, though, right?
Yes. So yeah, we are still open. We're there, running simulators throughout the day, and the shoreline is open. So all full-time staff is there and doing as much as we can to keep things running. Currently, driving range is open as well. So it's really just the golf course. And like I said, as soon as we can make the front 9 playable, then we'll do that. And then hopefully that's sooner than later. I'm again trying to guess at this point. It's not really worth it because it'll most likely be wrong. So
Sure. No. Is there any questions for Mr. Boer? Moving. Do you have anything next to the Planning Commission? Nothing to report here. I'll move on to new business. The first item on new business is authorizing park board support for the city's application for a UMVC Community Benefit Fund grant for the purchase and installation of accessibility turf to be compliant with new ADA accessible playground equipment at Duke Park. Mr. Titterington, can you...
Quite a mouthful.
Yes, that is it.
You do have a copy of the letter in your packet. The 2025 budget includes replacement of all but the toddler equipment out at Duke Park. That will be 100% ADA accessible equipment, including some concrete work that we'll do to make sure that they can get from the shelter and the drive to the equipment. Our standard basic floor, if you will, would be chips type. But we do, if we truly want to make it 100% accessible, there is a high-quality turf. Call it an accessibility turf. A little spot on, but it works. The equipment itself, which is on order and due to come in a few weeks, was approximately, with a couple of add-ons that we had, $240,000-ish, maybe a little bit more. The accessibility turf would be another $190,000 as a pretty serious upgrade. Did reach out to Kevin Harlan, president of UVMC, about possibility of applying for a grant through the UVMC Foundation or the Premier Foundation. They have a couple of them. Mayor Oda and I had a meeting with Kevin yesterday. We talk about every quarter, if not more often. I showed him a draft of the application. He thought it was a very comprehensive application, met the objectives. So we're finalizing that application to formally submit to their board. They would like to, he would like it as quickly as possible, just because this is off cycle, but he can schedule a board meeting to discuss these kinds of grants and has done so in the past. An important aspect of the application is support from regional or affected stakeholders in the case of the park board. So we do have a letter from the Recreation Board. We have one from, I'm going to call them Riverside, but I know they've got a new name out there. And then, of course, we certainly would like a park board approval as well. I do want to note that acknowledgement we feel would be important for Premier, since that is a significant donation. In the packet, we have indicated, in the application packet, we indicate with a picture of the stadium project and the acknowledgement that was on the stadium, which I believe you all saw, that we would anticipate doing the same thing on that turf in a corner of the new playground equipment and matting. So really your approval today would be signing this with the knowledge that that sponsorship identification would be part of the project.
Any questions from the park board about this at all?
No.
Okay. And then, Jeremy, we've already ordered the equipment, so this field turf could be installed afterwards, hypothetically, right? It's not
Yes, that's
delaying the
correct.
project.
That's, no matter
Okay.
what, that's the last step
That's
in the
what you do.
process anyway.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'll go ahead and, I guess, am I voting on this then? Or what, how we?
Motion in the
Yeah,
second.
you're
Make a
making a
motion.
I move to authorize the park board president to sign the letter as proposed.
I will
Alright.
second.
All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, motion approved, and I'll sign that for you, Abby, afterwards.
We have one other.
Yep.
We can,
Yep.
just moving forward, I don't know if, Jeremy, you were prepared to talk about it. We should. So the new bucket truck, we had hoped, that's budgeted for 2025, we had hoped to be able to acquire one off of the state or competitive bid, consortium bid. We're not able to do that because the model that we need, size, dimensions, et cetera, specifications, is not available on any kind of bid. Bid list that's already been competitively bid out. And so what we need is a recommendation from the park board to bid out that bucket truck in the amount of
Not to exceed 185.
185,000. So that we can then go to council and get their authorization to do that bidding.
All right, so I'll first make a motion to add the bucket truck bid proposal to the agenda. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right, it's added to the agenda, and then I'll make a recommendation for us to bid the new bucket truck and not to exceed $185,000. Anything else on that recommendation I need to make? No? Okay. All those in favor?
We need a
We need
second.
a second.
Second.
Just a second.
I'll second.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right, there we go. And that'll get recommended to city council, right?
Yep,
Okay.
thank you.
Yep, thank you. Last item on the agenda is a note of recipient of the check from the William H. Mayer Successor Trust in the amount of $1,616.10, and we thank them for that. Is there anything else to come before the park board today? All right. Hearing none, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned. Thanks.